on this computer.
Hi guys, you're recording, Sarah.
Yay, I'm recording. Hey guys, this is team call for Team Bold and Beautiful, and I'm so happy you guys are here on this Sunday. And I know a lot of us are sleep deprived from Summit this past weekend, but it's really cool that you are here and making this a priority. So we'll have Morgan jump on with us here in a few minutes. But we are going to get started. We had Summit this over the weekend. It was so much fun, guys, and I would definitely make it a priority to be at the next one. They announced that it's July 11th through the 14th next summer, and it's going to be back in Indianapolis. It's a really great city to have it in, and I would just make it a priority. Tickets are actually like very, very discounted right now. You can get them right now. And then the last day they're going to be discounted is July 9th. They're $130, which means that you're saving $165. So if you wait, that price is going to go up pretty significant. So I have a note in my calendar to make sure I get mine before the 9th. So I would definitely do the same. I know it's an expense. I know it's time away from your family. I know it's time away from your schedule, but the things that you're going to take away from there are going to help you build your business. And if that's something that you want, like Marissa took a bus to be there. I mean, it's amazing. Like, people will sacrifice and they'll, share a tiny room with a lot of people just to make it happen. And those are the people that really move their businesses forward. I mean, Summit changes things for people. Just the things that you learn and the different stories that you hear from different coaches. It's such a game changer. And, my first Summit just opened me up to so many possibilities about what you can achieve in this business. And so I'm excited to grow our team picture that we took on Saturday. Morgan had to leave early because she has a new little one. And so Mariah and I were just like, man, we're going to come back with even more coaches next year, which is so cool. Yay. And Morgan will be there the whole time, I'm sure. All three of us, I think, are going to share our takeaways, but, and I can definitely post in the team page a link. So if you're not sure how to get a ticket for Summit, you can do that. I'll post in the team page. But I thought I would talk about the leadership workshop that I went to. You have to be a 2-star diamond to attend that. And so it is kind of like a training for more seasoned coaches. So are you cool with that, Mariah? Morgan? Sound good?
I'll figure something else out to talk about, so keep going.
No, honestly, but we probably have different takeaways, so you're totally fine. Like I said, we didn't talk about what we were going to talk about before we got on here, so totally fine. So I just have my notes in front of me. I'm going to share with you what I loved that we talked about. So what was really funny is that the opening session and at this leadership workshop, we had this woman there who's she's a behavioral, she's a behavioral therapist, and she's also a comedian, which is a really interesting combination. She's really funny. And so she did a talk at opening session, and then she did an extra talk for us. And one thing she talked about was to stop defending the product. So a lot of people lead with the product. They start talking to people about Shakeology, the performance line bod, that kind of thing. And one thing she pointed out is that we're not selling a product, we're selling an experience. And that, I think that's huge for new coaches to hear, because a lot of times we get so wrapped up in exactly what we are promoting, but every single coach in the network is promoting the exact same thing. So you have to figure out what separates you. Hold on, I'm going to mute somebody. Okay, I think we got it. But you have to figure out what separates you. And you need to realize that you're selling an experience. So when I'm inviting to coaching, I'm not saying hey, I think you would really love bod. I think you'd really love Shakeology. What I'm saying is you need to experience this community of friends. You need to experience how your confidence is going to grow, because you're going to feel really good about yourself, because every day you're working on yourself physically, and then you're working on yourself mentally through personal development. So I'm sharing experience. I'm not sharing a product, if that makes sense. when coaches are working this business and they're struggling, it always goes back to three different things. They either have money issues. So she said money issues, intimacy issues, or their relationship with food. So you can take what you want from this, but a lot of times new coaches struggle with the price of what we sell. When, if you think about it, people go and they buy a very expensive Michael Kors bag when you could go get a purse at Target that's like $20, right? The reason they will go buy that Michael Kors bag is because they want it. It's what we sell is not expensive. If people want it and they value it, they're going to purchase what we have. A lot of times people I've had these issues myself. I've listened to so many podcasts and read so many books because basically the message that was given to me as a kid is that people with money are greedy. We had people that had a lot of money in my family, my aunts and uncles, and I remember my parents talking about it, and they are the nicest people. They are great parents. They're great people. But the way my parents would talk about it, it would make it seem that they had money, and that made them, there was something wrong with the fact that they had money. And so I've had to get over those money issues and realize that, like, if I want to make income in this business, there's nothing wrong with that, because I'm not trying to just, like, it's not like I'm trying to make income off of people. I'm trying to grow my income, but I'm also trying to grow all of your income too. I want to share that experience with people, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to be paid for your efforts, because I'm working hard to help people with their health and fitness. I should be paid for that, and you should be paid for that. So that was one thing that she pointed out. And then she said intimacy. Intimacy is not just, I don't know if there's kids on here, but sex. It's not just that, but it's just, your relationship with, say, like women. I mean, I think like a lot of us maybe, had issues with women, growing up, or, in our young adult life or whatever. A lot of times that can hold coaches back. And then the last thing she said is relationship with food. So either you have a good relationship with food or you have a bad relationship with food. Maybe you are somebody that, struggled with like eating disorder, or you're on the flip side of that and struggled with, really unhealthy eating, too much food, like that kind of thing. If you have a poor relationship with food, that's going to affect, it's going to affect your business. So those were kind of like the three things. I think the money thing just spoke to me more than anything else. Blue, relax. I have no idea what he's barking at. Sorry, guys. Okay. All right. So let's see. One of the things she talked about was leadership, and it's hard learning how to be a leader. I feel like you just are constantly falling flat on your face and then picking yourself up. And it's hard because you're working with so many different personalities and you're trying to figure out how to do that. But she really recommends, when you talk about business, but when you talk about personal stuff, talk about personal stuff, and kind of split it up. And just, when you're talking to your coaches, definitely taking that time to be like, all right, let's catch up and let's just talk about life. But then being like, okay, now it's time to sit down and talk about business. And when you split it up like that, and you know exactly what you're talking to about coaches, you're not going to, I don't know, like sometimes I've gotten on calls with coaches and all they want to talk about is like, hey, let's catch up. And we really need to have like a business call. And so it's kind of like setting boundaries with coaches, but also like, I never want a coach to think that I'm just wanting to talk business with you, because I truly care about what's going on in your life, and that you're happy and that you have a good family life and all of those things. So yeah, it helps build a better connection, Marissa. I totally agree. Is just, kind of setting up those, what's the word? Like those expectations with people is what she was talking about. I love how she said, like, coaches will often say like, oh, but I've tried everything. Like I've tried everything in this business. Like I'm messaging all these people and, I've been posting and I'm just trying everything. And she said the reality is, if you've tried everything, you wouldn't be asking for help. And if you had really tried everything, your business would be moving forward. So that was kind of like a gut check. Okay, let's see what else. Let's see here. Oh, I love this part. She said, she was talking about how these two questions, are you doing what you want to do with your life? If you can answer yes to that, are you doing what you want to do with your life? And then the second question was, every day when you go home, are you going home to an environment that's full of abuse, addiction, stress, etc., or are you going home to a home that is stress-free most days? I mean, obviously not every day stress-free, but stress-free most days, free of abuse, free of addiction. It's happy. When you can answer yes to both, you'll be the richest person. That it's not about money. It's about if you can answer yes to those two questions. Are you doing what you want to do with your life? And are you going home to what makes you happy? Okay. So anyways, I don't want to just talk this whole Zoom, so now I'm going to have Mariah talk. So see, don't worry. I'm just I'm going to let you go there because we had 3 other speakers at this thing. So you go.
No, I'm totally fine. You guys are awesome. So kind of hitting on that same thing. Guys, Summit is amazing. Summit is something that is absolutely remarkable. I will never forget 3 summits ago, I guess I can count now. I was in Nashville, Tennessee, and it was my very first summit. And I remember just being kind of like flabbergasted, a little overwhelmed. I'm a very outgoing person, but anybody who really, really knows me knows that after like about 10 minutes of just being really overstimulated, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go find a closet somewhere and just be by myself. So as the different years has gone by, last year we went to New Orleans, this year we were in Indianapolis, like all of those things, it's incredible because as it's gone on, different things have happened. Last year I only had one coach, Jessica, who's on the call with Abby there. She was my only coach. And this year we had so many coaches from Team Bold and Beautiful down on my downline specifically to come. And it was absolutely incredible, amazing. And I loved every single minute of it because then it was like they got to experience the same thing. And when you're surrounded by 45,000 other coaches with the same dream, the same aspiration, the same drive to want to learn, to grow, to move their business forward, it's something that's a non-negotiable. So a lot of you guys that I've messaged or texted and said, I wish you were there. I can't wait to see you next year. Make this a priority. Like Sarah said, it's $135. Usually I think I spent $195. I waited to the last minute. Don't repeat my mistakes. But it was definitely like one of those, it's worth it, every penny, but in order to like spend $135 and have something that's going to move your business so far forward, it's night and day, and it's worth it. You have to do that if this is what you're wanting to do. So to kind of talk about some of the highlights that I talked about, and I might also not just only talk, but I might, whilst Morgan's finishing up feeding Liv, I might jump in and, ask some of my coaches that are on the call to kind of chime in really quickly what they think as well. But for me, one of the speakers, Christina Belgrado, in a leadership conference, she had talked about rebuilding, but not calling it rebuilding, calling it renovating. Guys, can you guys still hear me? I'm frozen. Okay. Yeah.
Do you want to try moving to a different spot?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, no.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Am I still good? Or am I breaking up?
I think you're okay.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and talk. I think you're okay. Go ahead.
Okay, let me know. But just talking about how rebuilding, sometimes you feel like you have to rebuild your business. Sometimes you feel like you've gone so far and things have happened and then all of a sudden everything comes crashing down. Well, she had talked about in 2017, it was a tough year for coaches. A lot of you guys had asked me personally, like, what happened in 2017 that made it hard? Not that we're going to dwell on it, but that Prove It, Ketone, diet, all this other stuff came out. A lot of coaches jumped ship. And I mean, top coaches, guys, they were like, quick fix, you get more money super, super fast. And they were out. And then they realized it's just a quick fix. And they lost their entire Beachbody business that was thriving. And it kind of was a crazy year of transition and everything. So Christina Delgado was talking about how instead of looking at how do I rebuild, it's how do I renovate and how to create a reno plan. So when you make the mindset and center it upon your life. So all of you guys who went to Summit, you guys are super fired up. You're passionate. You're pumped. You're ready to go because we were around loud music and everybody's excited. And then guess what? Life happens. And life kind of hits you when you least expect it, and it can kind of be tough. And that's the moments that are going to determine whether or not you're going to propel your business forward. It's when life gets tough, when life gets hard, when life gets unpredictable, are you still going to have that same fire? So creating a mindset centered around your life. Figure out what you want and match your why to what you want. Because if you know what you want, so for me, I want to be debt-free by 30. That gives me 4 years. And I mean debt-free. That means my house that I just bought, my car, both my cars. That means my student loan debt. All of that stuff is what I want. So my why, when I get tired, when I come home from a long day and I don't want to work my business, if I don't want to send out another message because I'm tired of talking to people, I'm tired of people ghosting me, I'm worried about people quitting on me, I'm not hitting the goals that I want. I think about what I want and why I'm doing it, and that's what carries me forward. Guys, this business is a business of opportunity, the business of freedom, the business of friendship, and that's what's going to get me there. So I know that not just being a nurse practitioner, but running a part-time side hustle in this business of helping other people, that's going to get me to be debt-free at 30. So that's what makes me work harder. That's what makes me work past when I don't want to do it. So creating that first objective, set your mindset, because you need to set it around your life. Then, second thing, and I need you guys to hear me when I say this, get out of the drama, get out of the negativity, and get rid of things that don't serve you, because Christina Delgado said it perfectly, IDGAF. And if you don't know what that is, go look it up. If they are in your life, if they are tearing you down, if they are ripping you to shreds, you really need to get out of it. And I'm going to speak for me only. And I know there's a couple of coaches that can speak to this as well. Guys, I was in a marriage that when Sarah talks about those two things in the morning, did I do what I loved? Yes. Did I come home to an abusive-free, non-toxic, loving, amazing house? Heck to the no. Oh my God, I was so stressed out. I would be sitting in my car and I'd just be like, oh my God, do I have to go in there? Do I have to go in there? Am I going to get yelled at? Am I going to get this? Am I going to Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? Like, it was crazy. Now, do I wake up and do what I love? Heck yeah. Do I come home to a freaking beautiful house and just love every single minute of it? Heck yeah. And it's all mine and I'm excited and it makes me excited, like super, super excited. I could start crying. But I'm serious. Like, I get to be like, I love coming home. I love coming home and it makes me excited. So get rid of things that don't serve you. It was the hardest decision in the freaking world. He was my best friend. He was my husband. I want to fix stuff. I'm a Christian woman. I prayed about it. But guys, God doesn't want you to be in toxic situations. And I speak that over you guys right now. So, and that goes for my mom. I haven't talked to my mom in 10 years. These are things like, these are hard, gut-wrenching life things. Like, be surrounded by people who are going to make you better. And if that means you have to make a distance between somebody that you call family or a friend or something, then that's okay. And I want you to know that, because you have all of us here on this call and everybody who can't hop on and seeing the recording, all of us are here to support you. And I think my girl Marissa could attest to that. This weekend was really, really big for her, and she knows that she has a freaking tribe surrounding her and will always have her back. So the next thing is elevate your game. Elevate your game in the investment of personal development and personal coaching. Guys, I will always be your coach. Sarah will always be your coach. Morgan will always be your coach. We will always be here for you. But if you are not elevating your game and diving into your own personal development, and that means, and you guys know this, That does not mean you read You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. I can't talk about that book enough. It drives me crazy. If you want me to tell you You Are a Badass 500 times, I promise, just call me. I will say it 50 times and make you feel better. You don't need to read that book. It's not going to serve you in the aspect of what you need. I sit there and I look at what I need to do and what I need to go and how I need to grow. That's why this last book that I read was The High Performance Habits by Brandon Burchard. It was something that was life-changing in my business. And I think my coaches felt it this weekend. It changed the direction of how I'm going to lead them. So really dig deep into what you need. If you're struggling with self-love, if you're struggling with self-motivation, if you're struggling with a really bad relationship, I want you to go buy Mastering Your Inner Mean Girl by Melissa Ambrosini. If you're struggling with self-worth and being deserving and how you should feel about yourself, go read Girl Wash Your Face by Rachel Hollis. If you're struggling with messaging and feeling like people are judging you and all this other stuff, I'm reading this new book. It's called Judgment Detox by Gabrielle Bajero or something like that. Really good. I'm reading that so far. And then also Get Over Your Damn Self. That's an awesome book. Sarah sent me that as a Success Club prize a couple months ago. It was awesome. Now, the next thing that I'm going to say about personal development, do not spend your time prying your eyeballs out or listening to something that doesn't serve you. I had one of my coaches this weekend say, man, I'm reading this book and everybody keeps talking about how amazing it is, and I just can't. And I'm like, it's like nails on a chalkboard. Stop reading it. If it's not serving you, don't read it. Don't worry about it. Don't mess with it. I love Quote of the Day podcasts. If it's not your jam, don't listen to it. Go listen to something else. Guys, the wonderful thing about this business is it's yours. It was your social security number that you put in when you entered into Beachbody, not mine. I'm not going to tell you what you should be serving you. You have your own issues just like I have my own issues. I know that I needed to read certain things to up my game and elevate myself and really dive deep, especially when I was going through my divorce, especially when I was trying to finish getting my doctorate. Like, I needed certain things. Now that we're out of that phase, I need a new set of things. New mommies. Morgan was reading this awesome Meditate for New Mommies. I'm looking at this book like, what is this? And like, all of a sudden I see in little words, new mommy. I was like, nah, don't need to read that. So like, obviously we're all in different areas of our life. So really, really dive into things that serve you. The last thing is get help with activities that you can delegate. Now, a lot of you guys are sitting on this call and you're like, well, Mariah, I'm not quite there where I can do this or I can do that, or I can't have a personal assistant. I can't spend money on people doing Instagram. That's okay, but that's why this is a leadership training. And this is why I'm not going to stunt your growth thinking that, oh, they're not quite ready. That's BS. You're ready when you decide that you're ready. So I'm going to tell you this point because she made it for a reason. It's not just for me and Sarah to hear. It's for you to hear. So help with activities that you can delegate. For me, I know for my Instagram and growing followers and liking and hashtags and all that other stuff, for me, in the position that I am, I could delegate that. That's why I hired somebody to run the background stuff of algorithms and marketing and figuring out what hashtags need to go where in the comments and this and that and all this other stuff. And I have somebody, Sarah has the same person, I referred to her there. I have somebody running that Instagram. Every time that I talk to her, she's Jacqueline from Jumper Media, she gives me tips and tricks on how to grow a successful Instagram. But what do? I take that information and I give it to you. I'm never not going to share something with you that's making me successful. So does that mean that you need to go and be like, Mariah, I need the referral to Jumper Media? No, unless you feel like you are at that place where it will benefit your business. You and your spouse, significant other, best friend, whatever, have talked about whether it's a good business move. Because what I don't want is for you to be outputting a bunch of money before you're inputting enough into your business. Does that make sense? So I will always share my tips and tricks about Instagram, but that is something that can help with. I hate PicMonkey. I hate it. I hate it with passion. Can't stand it. Never works on my computer. I don't have time. I'm not creative. Nah. Anybody who knows me, it is a very basic welcome, sister. Welcome to our group. I'm not going to be doing stars and lights and trip. No. So I know that my next step is to find somebody who can make these all fancy, gorgeous, pretty little graphics for me that I can then start posting on my actual page, not the team page, because you guys love me and you know who I am, but different things like that, finding different things that I can delegate. But at the end of the day, this is my business. And I really don't think that anybody knows how to run the business that I am doing the way that I do it. So I like Jumper Media was like, oh yeah, we can do your content for you. Don't mess with my content. I love my content. I write my content because it's mine and I like it that way. So I said, no, I'm going to run it myself. So just know that there's different ways that you can run your business. And then the last thing that I was going to talk about really quick, and then I'm going to jump to Morgan. Let me know if you're good, Morgan, in the chat. But the last thing that I was going to talk about is, what is your message? What is your message on Instagram, Facebook? Pause, timeout. One thing that was said, Instagram is where it's at. Hear me say that. I need you guys to listen. And I know for anybody who is above 25 years of age on this call, watching this recording, feeling some type of way, I love you, but I will never forget what my 14-year-old, one of my nurse's daughters, she's 14, she goes, Facebook's for old people. And I know Sarah's sister said the same thing. Like, I'm not saying that you can't use Facebook, but what I'm saying is Facebook is not going to get you where you need to go. It's a platform to use, recognize it, but you need to get on Instagram and you need to get on Instagram stories. Next week or another week during this month, I'll talk about Instagram stuff. So don't worry, I'm getting it to you, but I just needed to say that. So the influence that you make on social media. Oh, Sarah, what did she say? Oh, posting is your paycheck. Artina Marie said this and she like, oh, I got chills just now saying that again. She like killed it. And she was like, posting is your paycheck. So when you are posting and you're like, I don't know what to post and oh, I don't need that. It doesn't matter. Just post you. Just be you. Show up every single day and know that your posting is your paycheck and your social media is your influence. You are able to influence people in so many different ways through your social media. And the way that
she said, posting is your paycheck, social media is your storefront.
That's what it is. Write that down. Say it again, Sarah.
Social media is your paycheck. Posting is your paycheck. Posting is your paycheck. Social media is your storefront.
Like, guys, we all do that window shopping stuff, right? Like, stop making fun of me, Abby and Jess. I use my hands a lot. Posting is your paycheck and social media is your storefront. Like, guys, use your social media as a platform. I'm going to talk about Sarah Bearden here for a second. Sarah Bearden, like, in a span of like 25 seconds, hooked your girl up with a brand new wardrobe. I would follow Sarah Bearden in like a hot second to be able to be like, hey, what should I wear for this? And what should I wear for that? That is Sarah's freaking niche. That is her jam. That is what she's good at. So not only can she give me help with being a fitness guru in the gym, but also, get chiseled abs using Beachbody on Demand and performance stuff. Not only can her husband help military vets and people get really, really on track with their nutrition, but she can help me look super good when I just really want to be in scrubs. It's just how it is. So hone in on what you're good at and use your social media for what's going to influence the people that you want in your tribe. Your tribe is who you're attracting. Next thing, leadership is a language and it matters. You have to pay attention to what you're saying. Stop with the hashtags Beachbody Coach. Stop with the hashtag Team Beachbody, Fit Coach, this, that. Knock it off. No more. I'm banning it from now on. You are not allowed to talk about it. Don't even post a picture with Beachbody behind you. Curiosity marketing matters. And I don't have a Shaco cup. Oh, here. Say this is, oh, perfect. They don't know what this is. They have no idea. It's in a freaking Fry's purified water bottle. And they're like, why is that yellow? They're going to message me and be like, what is that stuff? Well, it's hydrate. And then I can talk about it. I don't need to do this. They can read it and then Google it and order it their damn self. Like, you get what I'm saying? So post in a way that's going to bring people to you, not bring them to Team Beachbody, because they're not going to get you. And then the last thing are you creating, she called it FOMOtion. I like during when she was saying that, I was like, I don't really know what that means, but traction, promotion, motivation, getting them there, and then the constant consistency of just bringing in people, attracting people, talk about coaching, but you don't need to be like, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach. I need 5 people that want to join me. Stop doing that crap. Post a picture about how we were all together and how you never had friends before and now you do. Stuff like that that I'm seeing throughout our social media that you guys are posting that are so clutch. Post it that way, because guess what? Beachbody products are products that we are using. It is not what you are selling. What you are trying to get people to do is to join you. Kelsey, you want people to join you. Chelsea, same thing. Tori, same thing. Morgan, you want people to want you as their coach. I don't need people to just be like, oh, I want Beachbody products and never talk to me. I want them to come and be a part of my tribe so they get to know the incredible women that I already work with and then be able to be a part of an opportunity. So remember that when you're on your social media, post things that are going to bring people to you, post things that are going to attract your tribe because you put your vibe out there, and then really, really think about what you're posting in the sense of leadership, coaching opportunity, sending out invites for the new program. You don't need to have a freaking picture and put lift 4 across it. Just talk about how you're doing a HIIT and lifting training program. That's very simple. Instead of saying, oh, I'm doing 80-day obsession, I'm starting this 80-day journey and this program is kicking my butt. The way that you say things matter on social media, because guess what? I'm not trying to be a freaking endorsement video for Beachbody. I'm trying to get women who want to dream big and dream bold and to choose life every single day to live out their wildest dreams in their health and happiness. That is my mission. Every single one of you have a different mission, but that is my mission. And that's what I want. And that's what I'm attracting. So, Morgan, it's all you.
Perfect. That was really good timing, guys. Thanks for going first. I appreciate it. So, one thing I want to mention is that Sarah and Mariah did a really great job of building up Summit at the beginning of this call, but I want to reiterate that live events matter so much. So, one of my favorite moments for all of Summit isn't even anything necessarily associated with buying the ticket, but it's Team Rockstar Fit Day. And at the beginning of Team Rockstar Fit Day, they do a wonderful job of recognition, not just necessarily recognizing the business milestones, but recognizing things that connect to freaking changing lives. So they had people go up to the stage. There were, how many people lost 50 pounds or more that were on that stage, Sarah? It was so crowded. I bet there was at least 25 people on our team.
Yeah, a lot.
They had 4 rows of people taking a picture that stood in front of us. Yeah, thanks, Marissa. 30 to 40 people in front of us that because of this business, because of coaching, because they said yes, gained life back by losing 50 pounds. That gave me goosebumps. The next thing that Trina had the team do was, I don't remember, I might not be going in order, but if you've paid off $10,000 of debt or more, that blew my mind. There were at least 20 people that walked up there, right? At least 20 people. And I know there were people that weren't there that went up there. That it just helps you see the potential. Coaching can sometimes be so isolated because you do it by yourself. It's yours. You do it in your house, right? But when you see the impact that putting your head down and getting that work done does for people, and then coming together to celebrate that because we're part of a network of powerful men and women, it blew my mind. They took another picture of people that were able to leave their full-time job, right? Now, that's not all of us, but that's something to be celebrated for people that have that as their goal in this business, right? And there were some people that are closely connected with us that this year they were able to leave their full-time job. And that's insane. That's not my goal, but that was someone else's goal. And it is incredible that they had the vision and they had the drive and they were able to put their head down and get that done. And that is life-changing by just saying yes, right? So you don't see those things when you work out of your home, right? So that's why getting to Summit is really, really important. And they did the same type of recognition at some of the bigger events too, like in the breakout sessions in the halls. There was one of the questions was who's lost 100 pounds or more. when we were in our hall in the breakout session, and that stage was full too. Now, granted, there were a lot more people than Team Rockstar Fit Day, but every time I go to these events, I just get so lit on fire with what that this opportunity can do for people. So very cool. So that's my first takeaway, is just find a way to get there and get there and see us and see the potential that this business has. So one of my takeaways was, when you're posting on social media, you want to post person to person, not person to people. You hear the difference there? Person to person, not person to people. You need to post to your brand, not to the masses, right? You need to post to who you are, not the masses, because people buy into you, like Mariah and Sarah were saying, right? Not the product. And you want to connect with the people that you're going to be able to impact their lives, not someone that's looking for something different than how you lead out of your products, your business, your challenge groups, right? So when you lead person to person, what does that look like? That means you're in your messages and you're having conversations, and you know what the goals are of the person you're connecting with. You know what their struggles are, you know what their pain points are, right? You know what they've been through, and you're able to provide a positive solution for them. When you're posting person to people, you're posting posts like, hey, check out Shakeology, it's great, you should try it, right? It's not, hey, so this is an example for me. This is my change it from person to people to person. Hey, this is my shake. I have it every morning. I used to be a chronic breakfast skipper. I would run on empty. I counted my calories, and this is my solution for getting out the door. I run late. I still eat breakfast now every single day, and I feel amazing. This holds me over till lunch. You see the difference versus like, everyone should try it, versus, hey, if you're a breakfast skipper, listen up, because that was me, and this is my solution. There's a difference. So remember, person to person, not person to people. And I'm going to post this in the team page. But I haven't done this myself yet, but I'm going to. There is a tool that they shared called the Fascination Quiz in one of our breakout sessions. And it is a tool that helps you answer questions about yourself. It's kind of like a self-reflection thing. But it helps you with your brand. So it's not like a personality quiz, like I'm red, I'm blue, I'm yellow, I'm white, I'm orange, I'm rainbow, I'm a squiggly, I'm a circle, I'm a square, whatever. It asks questions about your life, and it helps you, it gives you like results at the end for your brand. So it's like, these are your interests, that's what you should be talking about. These are your pain points, that's what you should be talking about. So it essentially helps you build an avatar versus deciding who you are. So it doesn't help you be self-reflective. So I'll make sure to put that in the team page, and that will help you post person to person, not person to people. But make sure you're individually messaging as well, not just relying on your social media. It's a great tool, but you need to make sure you're connecting personally. My next takeaway is our offline lives is what matters online, right? Our offline lives is what matters online. People want you, and people can tell when you post things that aren't you. Okay, so that might be a huge gut check for some of you. You can't go eating a whole cake and then say Shakeology is the solution online. Okay, you can't go saying these workouts, following workout calendars, following a program, that's what's going to get you results, and not be able to get yourself some sort of transformation from doing one of those things. Okay, that was very like blunt of me, but that it's true. If you don't, and your transformation doesn't necessarily have to be physical, right? So my transformation was weight gain. My transformation was finding confidence. It was finding strength. It was finding power to go live out my mission. Okay. It was finding my voice. That was my transformation for a while, but I did that. Can everyone hear me? I thought I was breaking up. Okay. Thank you. That transformation did turn into a physical one eventually. And now it will be, because I'm in a different season of my life, but that's not what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be physical, but you have to be a proof of the product, and the product has to meet you within your life, and you have to share that with people. Your offline life cannot be different than the highlight reel you're posting on social media, or you won't be successful in this business, because it's built on integrity and it's built on being real and being you. Does that make sense? All right. My next takeaway, I love this because I am still guilty of this sometimes. Don't decide the answer to a question for people. How many of you do that? Well, I'm not going to ask them because they're going to say no anyways. Or they posted that the other day, so they probably won't be a fit for the challenge group, so I'm just not going to send that message. Or they might judge me for asking them to the coaching opportunity because I kind of hesitated at first, so I'm just not going to ask the question. Don't decide the freaking no for people. You have to ask the question. The answer is always no if you do not ask them, right? The answer is always no if you do not ask them. So often when you ask someone and you have those insecurities, that is a fear that you're dealing with yourself, not a fear the other person has of you asking the question, right? So when you answer for people, you have to realize that when people answer, they're thinking about themselves, not you. Or when people make a judgment, they're thinking about their own fears. They're thinking about themselves, not the question that you're actually asking, okay? So if you lead with heart and integrity, however the other person reacts, that's on them, right? But don't decide for people. Let go of what other people might think and just ask the question. Because if we don't invite in this business, which is the core of this business, believe it or not, not going to happen, okay? So don't decide for people, because what we have changes lives. Like I said before, all the weight loss, all the transformation, whether it's scale or non-scale, the solution for financial freedom, for travel, for freedom from your mind. This is the solution. Okay. And then this one spoke to me, and this will be my last point before, I don't know if Sarah has anything else she wants to say or Mariah has anything else she wants to say. But when you're in survival mode, who's ever felt like they're in survival mode in this business? Like things just happen and you don't have time and you're just like, oh my gosh, I need to do my power hour or my power pocket, or I haven't posted yet today. So here are some tips, and these were great takeaways for me, because going through a transition in my life helps me. I used to be in such a great solid routine. Get up, work out, go to work, get up, work out, go to work, right? Wash, rinse, repeat. And now I have a baby and I'm not sleeping and all of this stuff. So survival mode. Don't ever compromise your self-care, okay? And you don't have to create new content necessarily when you're in survival mode, right? You just have to document how you're dealing with what your challenge is in a healthy fashion, right? So for me, for example, I'm not doing a ton of meal prepping right now, but I did meal prepping before baby came. So I share things like that. I didn't make that up. I just have to post that that was a strategy, right? So I don't need to come up with these huge like soul sister posts right now. I just have to document what I'm doing to get through this time in my life and still be healthy and happy. Okay. So one thing too that you can like gut check with your people is during survival mode, they do compromise self-care. So you need to show people that that's one thing you shouldn't compromise and how that's a solution. And that coaching, joining challenge groups, getting healthy, it fits right into your life. It doesn't add anything that takes more time. Because when you work out, when you eat well, when you have a right mind, you are 120% more productive than you would be sitting there feeling sick and tired, right? So when you're in survival mode, document, don't create. What are you doing? Make your posts little, but still show up. Because if you're inconsistent to your following, you're non-existent. Does that make sense? If you're inconsistent, you're non-existent. So you need to still continue to document what you're doing to stay on track. All right. That's what I have to say. I could say 100 more things because Summit filled my brain up like it was going to explode, but.
I love that, Morgan. I seriously do. I just wanted to say one more thing, and then if it's okay with you two, I was just going to have some of our peeps who were who were with us just say a couple, maybe like a sentence or two of what their takeaways were for Summit. But the last thing that I wanted to kind of touch on, and it was funny as we were talking with my team kind of was like, hey, can we go do a power hour? And we were doing some laser coaching, really diving deep into our big goal that we're hitting this year that I'm super excited about. But one of the things was the people that were on stage, the people that were top coaches, the people that were presenting, there's no difference. Some of these amazing coaches got inducted into what's called the Million Club. It used to be the Millionaire Club. Now it's the Million Club. Some of these amazing coaches, people that we are connected with, like Kim Meyer, Julianne Condia hit Elite. Julianne hit it twice this year, or for the second time this year. Kim hit it for the first time, going for a second time. These things that we see all of our fellow coaches, teammates doing, I want you to understand that there's nothing that separates you from me. You from Sarah, you from Morgan, us from them. Nothing separates us except the decision to make it happen. And I want you guys to understand that. When you guys are sitting there seeing coach ranks to emerald, to diamond, to 1-star, to 5-star, to elite, to 15-star superstar diamonds like Trina Gray, I want you to know that nothing separates you from them at all. Success is not above you. Success does not play favorites. Income, a life by design, big dreams, being debt-free, paying for your kids to go to college, being able to spend a little extra time after maternity leave that you don't have to worry about going to work. You do not have to think that there is a barrier or something that holds you back from them. It's just a stage. I'll never forget Bree in our text message today, one of my coaches who was at Summit, she was sitting there and she says, it's time to put a redhead up on that stage. And then I will never forget the greatest call or the greatest presentation I heard was our Tina Marie. She's an African-American coach. And she was like, the very first time she went to Summit, she was an Emerald. She sat there and she's like, did like all the Black people not get the memo about Team Beachbody or what? Like there's nobody around. And and it was funny because like I connected with that. And it was one of those things where it's like the same thing, like Sarah's husband Brandon was there and I was so happy he was there. And it was just one of those things like there are no dudes. It's Jamie Fitzpatrick and him and himself. And it was like Artina said something so powerful. She went back and told her dad like, there are no Black people around here. And her dad's like, what are you going to do about it? Now she's a 5-star elite coach, bringing a team, mixed, diverse team, but letting people know that you don't have to feel alone in this business. So if you sit there and you're like making this big separation of, oh my God, they're amazing coaches and I want to be like them and it just feels so far away. It's not. It's just making the decision, making the choice to understand that your goals, your dreams, your visions, your aspirations, they matter. Make this business your own. I love being a nurse practitioner, and I love the fact that not only can I speak about coaching, but I can have people message me and be like, hey, my baby's doing this. What do you think? Like, I love that. I absolutely love it. I can't give medical advice over Instagram, obviously, but I love that they value my profession. Hiccups. Yes, you did message me about hiccups. But they value my profession. Same thing when I was talking about Sarah Bearden. People are going to value her just amazing style. Like her and Sarah both. Like Sarah goes to this boutique in Australia that, you know, people normal size can't fit, but it's an amazing thing that they have. So really own your business, but just know that there's nothing that separates you. And I just want you to know that success is not above you and that your life by design, your what in this business, not your why, what you want in life is going to take you so much further. So I wanted to open it up. Tori, if you have a second, will you just kind of say what your 2 cents, like just really quickly, briefly about Summit, and then kind of round robin, Marissa, Terry, all of you guys just hop on and kind of say something.
Okay, so I already knew you were going to call me out, but everything that I was pointing or wanted to point out, you guys were like hitting it. So I feel like we probably all got the biggest takeaway. I was going to say one of the biggest thing was I feel like a lot of us try to follow like those top coaches, and like the biggest thing, like you were saying, Morgan, like not to compare to those, but also don't try to be like them, just being yourself and showing up to, I don't know, like I feel like a lot of us like there's this top coach that always like sings and dances in her thing. Like if that's not you, don't do that. I guess that was my biggest takeaway. Like just do you, be you. People are going to attract to you for being you. Don't try to be those other people, because then you do get those coaches and you're not going to show up what they expected you to be, and then they're going to fall off, I feel like. So just being you is my biggest takeaway.
I agree. I want to supplement that quick, Tori. It's awesome, you guys, to follow top coaches because they do run successful businesses, but make sure that you don't try to run your business like them. Okay? Funny story. I sat next to Jamie Fitzpatrick and I didn't even realize who he was. I thought Jamie Fitzpatrick, a top coach, was a girl. I didn't know. So that's how much I have my blinders on to the top coaches. Okay. I learn from them, but I don't let them dictate how I run my business. So Tori, I think that is a really, really great takeaway.
And to touch on why I was laughing so hard, yes, me and Marissa are going to dance in our videos, but you do not have to try and do it, even when I challenge you and call you out. Sarah Bearden, what is your top takeaway?
Okay, can you hear me? So there are some things that I feel like everyone can do like right now, like as soon as we get off the call. But first, so posting is your paycheck. Post no matter what. Be consistent so you build trust. I need to learn that. And don't create, document. So if you have to just document, just to post. Like, oh, I'm taking another selfie with my baby. I don't want to do that again. Just do it. If that's your only post today, it's better than nothing. Also, just something real quick about hashtags. I have a really hard time with hashtags and finding people. One of the top coaches mentioned like her hashtag is blonde bob, and she likes people with blonde bobs. So her last 5 coaches had blonde bobs. Well, I like people who like to set their makeup and sleep in it overnight, so when they wake up for a 5 a.m. workout, they have makeup on. So I'm going to figure out a hashtag for that. And I'm going to find people who do that, and that's my tribe. So find hashtags that are that specific. And then invite in your stories daily. Carl said this, we invite in messages daily, but Mariah talked about polls before, like just do a poll. These last 2 days, you guys, I've done these things and it's already helped me. Like today I did a poll. I didn't even give no, like any type of no as an option. I think one option was give me more details. And the other option was how do I sign up? And like people are clicking both of them. So just do that at least in your stories once a day. That's all.
I love it. I love it. I love it, Sarah. Like, way to implement right away. Those polls, guys, you give people the ability to completely be anonymous and just make it happen. I love that. And Sarah, you have a guest behind your head that totally like popped up. Hi, buddy. Abby, Jess, since you guys are together, why don't we hear from you?
You go. Okay.
Oh, hold on. Really good point. Sorry, before you start. Morgan just put something in the comments that is so crucial. And we're going to talk about it when we do our Instagram thing too, about pods and all that other stuff. But this is a huge point. When you guys, the only coaches I want you to follow is us. I clicked on Sarah's thing too. When I'm sitting there going through polls and going through stories, click on one. Please don't click on no, by the way. But click on yes, because when you click on it, it's anonymous. They obviously are not going to message you, but it gives that feature to where people are answering it. For some reason, people, it's just a mental thing. They don't want to be the first person to click on stuff. I don't know why everybody wants to conform and be like everybody else. But if we click on it for them, then they'll click on it. So when you're going through each other's stories, click on something and it'll help boost up the poll.
All right, okay. Okay. So, one thing that I really, really liked, just because I used to struggle with this a lot, and I know every once in a while I kind of get to the point where I'll look through someone's feed. Thank you. And it will be like, I don't really know if she's really like for me, you know? So, but it's like, how am I supposed to know that until I actually message her? I'm not going to get that from just looking at her feed, but that would usually stop me, because I'd be like, oh, she looks like she's like really pretty or really fancy, and then she's not going to go with me. I know it's really stupid, but I'm just saying that's something that I would actually struggle with, because I know that that's something that I just have those insecurities about still. But one thing that I really liked was that they said everyone is your potential customer, but they are also your potential competition. So someone is going to steal them away from you because they're probably thinking about it at some point, but you're never going to know unless you actually message them. So one thing that I really loved was like, holy crap. Like, what do I have to lose by messaging her? She might ghost me or think I'm stalking her or weird. I don't care. Or she might sign up with me, and then there's another coach and there's someone else that I helped. So it was kind of cool that I got that from them.
And my top takeaway was when they were doing their training
I think it was on Instagram, the 5-3-1 principle. So when you're going to look for more people and you're looking at their profile, you like 5 of their pictures, you comment on 3, and you follow them. And so when there was a particular talk that I wasn't that interested in, I was actually doing this, and I gained 15 followers in one day. So, and that way you can just connect with them, and I commented, and they commented back to me, and I'm like, I was looking up dog moms, and I was looking up, I don't even know what I was, like fit moms or fit dog moms and stuff like that. And so it's just, now they've started following me, so now they're going to see my stuff, and then the minute they like something of mine, I'm going to freaking start that message. So that was my top takeaway.
I love it. I love it. Way to implement right away, both of you guys, and implement those really good things for Instagram. That's awesome. And that's why I say, guys, you can't do that kind of stuff in Facebook and get that kind of gratifying results of people following you. Instagram is worldwide, and you're going to attract a lot of people. Terry, what about you?
By the way, my hashtag that I looked for today, Sarah Bearden, was #MomsWhoCuss. Those are my tribe, okay? That's my tribe. So I actually, I took pictures of a ton of slides in the workshops, and as soon as I get my shit together, I'll put them up in the group page for everyone. But also, for me, the happiness positivity guy was like my dude. Like, I was loving him. His name is Sean Acor. And when he talked about, and just follow me because I'm not as good as he is, I mean, obviously, but I mean, I'm close second. If he talked about how these researchers took people to look at hills, and when the people looked at the hills, they actually perceived it as 10 to 20% steeper than it actually was. But when they had someone next to them, within 3 feet of them, like a friend, they actually saw the hill for what it really was. So kind of showing like we really need other people. And I know for me in my business, I'm just a super independent person, but sometimes that is a fault of mine. I think I grew up really fast. I come from a really dysfunctional home. And so it's just very easy for me to just like put my head down, put my blinders on and go. But I'm realizing how much I need others as well, and how much brighter my light will shine if I use the shine of the other's light as well. Fireflies, some shit like that. So anyways, that's what I really took away from it. That was like my big aha moment. I have like all these notes. I will post stuff from the workshops. I think that's really all.
Carrie,
Yeah.
I love you. Seriously, girl, you are like my soul sister. I don't have kids yet, but soul sister for life. Seriously. I love what she said, and that kind of hit on what me and Sarah both had kind of commented that neither of us touched on from the leadership thing. But it was, you either have observers, lone rangers, or you have action takers, but you can have both. And it's funny because Trina Gray talked about it. Don't be a lone ranger, and don't be sitting on the outside observing. Don't think that you can do it your own way, recreate stuff, be by yourself, do all of this stuff. Be an action taker, lean into the team. Your business is your own. Like I said earlier, it's your social you put in. You are the CEO of your business. However, use this as a resource, use this as a support, lean in. Don't try to bulldoze your own trail. Don't be an observer, being like working out of fear and not acting because of fear or perfection. For my perfectionists out there who are worried about light and contrast and this and that and all of that stuff and who's going to like my picture and how many likes, doesn't matter. Lean in and work this business. Marissa, what was your top takeaway?
Oh, my bad. There was a button on my computer screen. So, all right. First off, oh my God. I want to point off a couple things that somebody else said, and I'm going to my top takeaways. With the polls, the top thing that I learned: never put no, because how I look at it, if they don't want to do it, then they won't answer. But if you put no, and a lot of us, I was like that too. If you put no and they say no, you're going to get your feelings hurt. That's just how it's going to be. So please do not put no, because I'm one of those, if I see someone say no, I'm like, oh dang, you should just not answer them and love them alone. but that's just me. So please do not put no on the polls. Avoid that. Kind of put two different answers. I learned that, but like if they say yes, that's for me, or say more information, just don't put yes and no, because that's just short answers and to the point. Another thing is leaning into others. I learned that this weekend. I had a big breakdown moment this weekend. We're not going to go in touch with that. But I had a big moment this weekend, and I learned that I have to get over being very insecure and not wanting to open up to people. I'm one of those, I don't trust people. It's hard for me to trust people. So it's hard to, now I've learned I have to, they know I'm talking about this, I'm going to say. Is I have to lean into this team, is which I'm glad that I have this team, because I've never put up a very sentimental post, and I did that this weekend. So that was good enough. But my top takeaway was, oh my gosh, I can't remember who said it, but the main thing they said was find your body. That's the one thing I heard, and I was kind of done after I heard that. That means you need to find what makes you passionate in this, what makes you want to wake up and want to do this. For me, I actually never knew my why. My want, my what, whatever you want to call it, whatever works for you. I never knew it, and technically, if you want to count how long I've been doing this, technically like 2 years, if you wanted to say overall, and I never knew why I wanted to do this. I was just like, I got a discount. I'm here. Why not? Let's just do it. And I actually figured out my why. Was it Friday? I think was it Friday, yes or no? I think Friday. Okay, that sounds right. Yes, it was Friday. So I actually figured out my why. And now I told them my why, and now I feel like I just can't be stopped. So please figure out why you want to do this. That's going to make you want to get up every morning. Yes, it's hard to get up and do stuff. Yes, we don't. Sometimes we don't work out. Sometimes I don't want to get out of bed. But if you go back to think about why you're doing this, why you're here to help everybody, that will make you want to actually do that, and it's going to push you more. So that's my top takeaway. Just find what you're fighting for. So
I love that. I seriously love that, guys. So for those of you who didn't have the opportunity to come to Summit with us, next year is always going to happen. I would love to see Carl's vision come to fruition. So what his goal is that by the launch of Shanti's program, Transform 20, Sarah, if you know the date, let me know. But before that launch, that you would double your downline. So January 2019, what you have right now, double what you have in your downline. I looked today, and I know Sarah had said something about 400 people in her, 400 plus in her downline. I have about 150 plus in my downline. Taking that number and doubling it. And that's a challenge. That's a goal. That's something that I want you to see. And I want you to put that to action. When you sit there and you take that number and double it. And what that means is you're helping people. You're helping them to lose weight. You're helping them to be happy. You're helping them to find balance. You're helping them to get routines. You're helping moms get out of bed. You're helping moms lose that postpartum baby weight that they want to get off. You're helping moms to feel like they can still have 30 minutes, because I know, like, I talk to so many moms where they can't even pee by themselves, like fingers are underneath the door, like, mom, when are you coming out? Mom. And I'm like, I can't even imagine that. Like, I would just we would fight. I'd be a bad mom right now. So you're just helping moms really truly find that passion. You're helping women get over it. For me, I'm helping women kind of overcome depression, the anxiety, getting over divorce, things like that. You're really helping people. You're really helping people, and that's what this business is about. That's what you're going to overcome. That's what you're going to grow. That's what you're going to come to see. So Summit was so much bigger than just trainings and all this other stuff. It was the team, it was the support, it was the love, but the truth behind all of it is just continue to reach out to people, growing and helping people, getting people help in all areas of their life, health, fitness, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. Tap into those things that you're good at. So I love you guys. I seriously am so glad that you guys came. So glad you guys hopped on this call. Morgan, Sarah, any last closing thoughts? Morgan's over there with Liv, who's so stinking cute.
So cute. I miss you guys already. Yeah, just thanks for being on, guys, and I appreciate all of you.
Team Bold and Beautiful, you are meant for more. You are amazing. Success is not above you. And I love you guys. We love you guys so much. please lean into this team, lean into this community, and know that we are here to help each other. Use the team page as a place of a resource, place for support, place for motivation, and just know how amazing you are. Never doubt that for 1 second, that you were made for more, and your life is about to change the moment you make the decision to change it. I love you guys.
All right, I'll stop the recording.